If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Jets reporter Eric Allen put out a very long, detailed tweet today. We're going to break that down, give you my thoughts on it, and what he sees with this New York Jets Aaron Glenn coach team. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nick Shine Show. Mr. Bonesy's here. I don't even need to talk. We can just look at and admire Bonesy in the chat all day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the car, turn it up. If you're anywhere, headphones, turn this up and enjoy. It's Blitz BK.
It's got
Gentry covered the fumble.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Appreciate you guys for being here. Couple business things to get rid of first. The tailgate. It's live. Rick Ken is in. Jay Graves is in. Me and Jake are in. This is the info that you need. Screenshot this right now. If you're in the Discord, it's in the As Maniac Shiner tailgate info section. Jake will be dropping it in his Discord as well, but this is what you need to know. You can Venmo me. You can PayPal or Cash at me as well. And we'll send all the money to Tailgate Joe, who will give me the wristbands that day. And then when you get there, just come see me and we'll hand them out. And then you can enjoy all the festivities with us that day. We are 12 days away from giving away the Darrell Revis full-size, authentic helmet with the Revis Island inscription. All super chats, $5 and up. All gifted memberships get you on the wheel. We have a ton of entries on the wheel. So it only takes one to win, folks. It only takes one to win. Also, any of those super chats or gifted memberships throughout the week will be on a separate raffle Sunday night for a jersey. This weekend, Mike D's Nuts won Saturday and Sunday. The week before, Knobcraft won Saturday during the game stream and Sunday. The week before, Eli Betts won. So we're giving out jerseys. And I will say this. This is a teaser. Might be a game stream this Friday. Not sure yet. I'm looking at the rest of the year. I'm looking to see. I got to do something with my daughter Friday during the day. And I'm thinking I might just take the day off and then do the stream Friday night for the game. So stay tuned. I should know more tonight or tomorrow. Obviously, if you're in the Discord, the info will get dropped there first, if not on air. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this. Eric Allen, Jets reporter, with a very, very interesting tweet. It's the first thing I saw today when I opened my eyes. Even though he tweeted it yesterday, it was the first thing I saw. So shout out to my Twitter algorithm for bumping this up to the front. So let's break this down a little bit, shall we? With 2 practices remaining in Jets training camp, I've got a dozen thoughts. Aaron Glenn is going to let you know exactly where he stands. After Jets Giants, he used the word sloppy and undisciplined to talk about his team, and then added winning teams always play to a standard. All right, let's break that down. Number 1, I love that. I love that about Aaron Glenn. He's not going to sugarcoat things. He's not going to put the PR spin on it. He's going to be real. Real coaches are successful in this league. They know what they want. They know what they demand. They know what they expect of their team. And they're going to tell them, you're not playing to a standard that we want. I like that. I love that about my head coach, our head coach, right? Aaron Glenn is no nonsense. Aaron Glenn is not bullshit or sugarcoat. I respect that. I like that. That's something that this organization needs because there's been too much fluff throughout the years. There's been too much pandering. There's been a drum line. There's been cheerleaders. There's been all of this bullshit instead of just focusing on the product on the field. And I think we finally have the guy to put the focus on the team and put the focus on getting good. Never forget Buffalo Jet fans tweet. 72 employees in ticket sales and social media, 2 in player development last year. I get it. It's a business, but the business is winning. If you win, you will make more money than you ever did with a cute little video on social media. Next up. Anticipate a crisp workout Tuesday. AG doesn't have to repeat himself. Well, there you go, right? His message has been delivered to the team. Good teams respond when they're challenged. Good teams respond when they're called out. The leadership on this team, Quinnen, Garrett, Simpson, AVT, Fields, Sauce, Sherwood, and Quincy, also all guys who should be eligible to have a C on their chest in a week or 2. These guys have to get the team together. I'm not saying it's a players-only meeting type of situation, but when you're in that locker room, you're in your meeting rooms, it's time to say, hey, we're getting close. We're 19 days out from the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in, and we're not where we need to be. I know a lot of you don't want to hear the term, we had a good week of practice, the solid bullshit line, but the Jets do need a good week of practice. They do. They got to show that we're on the uptick. They got to show that they're going upward. The trend has got to get better. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. Some good moments, some bad. But this is a week where you really got to get it moving in the right direction. Next week, we'll have cut downs. It'll just be the ones working from there on out. I'm looking forward to it. I think our ones can be really good on the offensive line, the run game, the defense, and the special teams. So, obviously, the passing attack needs work, but we'll get to that in a bit. Number 3, Justin Fields has had 3 drives in preseason play. The Jets scored on 2 of them. He's attempted just 9 passes. He just played for the first time with his rookie tight end, and the Jets have lots of competition at wide receiver spots after G5. New team, new system, new coordinator, new everything. There is a learning process here. I like that. It keeps things in perspective. Taylor was out for a little bit. It was his first time in a game with him. But let's break this down. What's the fix? Well, I'll tell you what the fix is. Let's solidify wide receiver 2, 3, and 4. Get them in their roles. Now, for me, it's going to start with Josh Reynolds. But I don't think Josh Reynolds is wide receiver 2 in terms of targets or receptions by year end. I think that's going to be Arian Smith. I really, truly do. You see an effort to get him the ball when he's on the field. They like his speed. They like what he can do. And breaking news, he can catch. Now, get your guys set. For me, I'm not saying this is what the Jets will do, but for me, Garrett Wilson, and no order the rest. Brandon Smith, Arian Smith, and Josh Reynolds would be my 1 through 4. I'm done with Lazard. If Brandon Smith can block, if Josh Reynolds can block, we have no use for Lazard. Put him on the pup, ship him off when he's released. I would rather have Brandon Smith getting the targets than Alan Lazard. I would rather have Josh Reynolds getting it than Alan Lazard. If Brandon Smith and Arian Smith can fit roles on this team, stick with it. Green Beans here, ladies and gentlemen. 3 drops, 2 catches. Who's that? I don't know. Shout out to Green Bean. Legendary Green Bean. My Mount Rushmore of Jets content creators has Green Bean on it. So shout out to him for taking the time to be here. Appreciate you, good sir. But they got to solidify who's going to be in these roles on the offense to allow Fields to get to that next level in the passing attack. You can't have a revolving door. You got to solidify this. Sooner the better. Fourth, do not think for a second that Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrand or any of the Jets coaches are scheming opponents in the preseason. Yeah, we've discussed this previously. Dylan and I spoke about it during the game the other night. You're going to run plays that you're not comfortable with right now to see how they look against a live defense. You're not planning how to attack the Giants. You want to do things in a live environment that you want to see on the field. Wilkes has been a little more aggressive. Now, last week, he was without the big 4, right? Without J.J. Quinnen, Will McDonald, and Sauce. Arguably our top 4 defensive players in terms of value. So you're going to call the game a little differently when you're missing those guys. And don't forget, Coward, who's expected to be a starting D tackle, was out as well. So you were without your entire starting front 4 and Sauce Gardner. Things that are a little different in that situation, right? Fifth, Engstrand is quite creative. You can see that at camp practices. Nobody knows what his game plan will look like come Pittsburgh. Fields has a unique skill set. This is something that we've discussed at length here. Fields has not kept 1 RPO. Fields has not done 1 bootleg. They have not moved the pocket for him. He hasn't done a waggle. He hasn't sprinted out. He hasn't done anything that we expect to see part of the Jets game plan on a weekly basis. And breaking news, Justin Fields' legs are going to be one of the biggest parts of this offense. Might be a bigger part than anything else because everything that he can do on a run can open up everything else. It will open up the running game for Brees and Braylon. It will open up the passing attack downfield. Everything that he doesn't do well from the pocket gets enabled when he's out of the pocket. So when you have to account for a mobile quarterback, time and time again, it's going to change how you want to attack that front. You got to spy him. So that takes one of your linebackers out of being as aggressive as he wants to because he's got to hesitate and sit and wait for Fields to move. So don't think that the Jets offense is fully clicking with what we've seen so far. Or not fully clicking. It's on full display is what I should say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching and you haven't already, please subscribe. We're close to 1650. We came in at 1647. We're trying to hit $2,000 at some point during this season. The sooner the better, ladies and gentlemen. But I thank all of you for your support. While the Jets didn't play their brand of football Saturday, I liked the second drive. It was just a tough and nasty, man. It was just tough and nasty, man. Kids, watch a video of Smoking Joe Frazier, relentless attack to the body. That's a great analogy. You beat them down. Now, the 3rd and 2 slant to Garrett Wilson, Fields was behind on it, should have been thrown another yard ahead, would have been a nice catch and first down. But that drive kind of showed you what this team is going to be and what they're going to be about. They're going to run the ball. They're going to know we're running the ball. And most teams won't be able to do a damn thing about it. That's the beauty in having 5 hogs up front. Shout out to the 1980s Redskins, for those of you that remember, the hogs. When you can line up on 3rd and 2 and run the ball and convert it, that's demoralizing to the defense. We should know. How many times have we seen a team line up, run it down our throat, move the chains, our defense sucking wind, hands on their hips, exhausted because they gave up another first down. That's what we're going to do. That's the identity Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrand want to put on this football team. We're going to run it. You can't stop it. Green Bean with a question. In your opinion, what's the likelihood that the Jets come out week 1 with a fully new RPO-based offense we haven't seen in the preseason, that it's been all vanilla so far? Yeah. I mean, you saw the other day, there was a play. Breece Hall came across in front of Fields. Fields jogged to the top of the screen. No one was there. The defense didn't even pay attention to him because they know he's not going to keep an RPO in the preseason. They're not going to risk that hit on him in the preseason, right? What you see there is just a glimpse. When he reads that and the linebacker or the end crashes down, he's going to keep that ball time and time again. And I'm all about it. Because when those linebackers take that false step, he's gone. He can take it the distance from anywhere. I saw it last week at camp, and you guys have seen it before in the game. He does have breakaway speed. That's going to be a major part of this offense. He will run for 1,000 yards if he plays every game. It's a guarantee. Thank you for the question, Mr. Mount Rushmore, Green Bean. Number 7, notable absences from the Jets' first unit defense on Saturday included Quinnen Williams, Will McDonald, and Jermaine, plus Sauce Gardner. 4 dudes. Yeah, I touched on that already. The Jets had some young wide receivers step up. I like the bounce back of Arian Smith. Brandon Smith keeps on catching the rock, and Quentin Skinner made a splash. Yeah, he definitely made a splash with that diving catch in the end zone. It was a nice play. How many times have we seen over the years a guy get wide open, doesn't catch the ball? As long as you're catching the ball at wide receiver for the Jets, I think we're going to fall in love with you. That's all it takes. If you got good hands, we'll fall in love with you. Good, big, strong hands. Number 9, Keeney made a special team statement. Both he and rookie Pritchard could get more run depending on the status of Xavier Gipson, shoulder. As you guys know, I'm out on Gipson. I'm out. I would rather Brandon Smith and Arian Smith get reps and touches in any form than Corley and Gipson getting it. I don't, unless there's multiple injuries at wide receiver, I don't see how they make this roster. I don't see that they do enough to deserve, to be here on a weekly basis. Number 10, Jets O-line will benefit greatly from this past week. Giants front is terrific. Couldn't have asked for better work. Yeah, we got into that a little bit earlier too. This is what you want. You want your rookie Membu going up against good talent. You want Brian Burns, a very good, elite, savvy veteran, cooking Membu. Aaron Glenn and his staff believe about coaching. They believe that they can coach these guys up to be better than they already are. Well, now you have your chance with Membu, because I don't know if you're aware, TJ Watt and Highsmith are coming in week 1. They can get to the quarterback. Membu looks very good as a run blocker. You see that. AVT and Membu, we are running behind them time and time again. Now, TJ Watt, it's the old Lawrence Taylor adage, right? You're better off running directly at him where you could put a helmet, maybe 2 on him. Then you don't want Membu down blocking to get to the D tackle or to the linebacker, and the tight end misses TJ Watt and he crashes in and wrecks the play. You're better off going directly at him. So I think you've seen that. That's a tell, right, for Engstrand and co. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball off the right side nonstop. So expect to see more of that and a ton of it during this season. Dean Clark had himself a night. That's a football hat trick with a sack, an interception, and 2 passes defensed. Yeah, Clark, as Dylan was saying the other night, Clark is definitely a guy he wants on the roster as the 4th safety. I think he can be a nice backup. You know, you play him maybe in certain packages, or if there's a big play, you give one of your other guys a breather. He might be able to spot start a little bit if somebody gets injured and goes down. But I look at Clark, and Dylan was right. Dylan pegged it, and I think he makes this team. I think he has to make this team. Number 12, hate injuries. Tough break for Chris Boyd. For those of you who didn't see yesterday, special teamer landing on the IR. Quantez Stiggers, who rebounded Saturday with an INT, has a pair of special team stops through 2 games. Yeah, we've discussed this at length with Irv Charles out and now Boyd out. Stiggers and Nene are probably, or Kine, are going to be your gunners on special teams, right? Like, who else do we have right now? I don't see anybody else in that role, but I think these are 2 guys who can excel in it. You know, you got to have a desire to do that. You got to have that heart. You know, it's a thankless job at times, but if you do it the right way, you will get rewarded. So everyone's got to find a role on the team. Not everyone's a cornerback 1, top contract in football at corner. Sometimes you got to make the roster by being a depth piece and potentially an elite special teamer. So if Stiggers can play that role and be cornerback 5, I think that's a great position for him. You know, maybe you mix him in a little bit in dime packages. You know, we got other guys on this roster, you know, the backup linebackers, backup DNs like Barron, you know, Clark, the safeties. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgie kicking us off with a super chat that says, night show. I'm up for it. We'll see. I didn't set the target with the super chats, but as you know, if we hit a certain amount during the daytime show, I will come back on after work. But thank you, everyone, for being here. If you don't know already, the Asmaniac Scheider joint party, Carolina game, tailgate Joe, $65 includes your tailgate, all you can eat, plus drink, plus a raffle entry, plus bago, cornhole, whatever you guys call it, wherever you're located in the country. There's all different terms for it. I think there's beer pong. There's a DJ. 80s music is the theme that day. That's all the info you need right there. Shoot that along to me, and we will get you on the list. As of right now, we got Rick Kent. We got Jay Graves. Many more expected. So that's all the info you need there. Screenshot that so you have my info. We are in the midst of a huge raffle. Darrelle Revis, full-size, authentic helmet with a Revis Island inscription. All super chats, $5 and up, go towards this. All gifted memberships go towards this. Now, I have to thank you guys. We added new emoji. We got to a new record high with channel members. Thank you, everyone who's been a part of this fantastic surge the last couple of weeks. We're at an all-time high, and this channel continues to grow, and I can't thank you guys enough for doing that. Also, jersey giveaway this Sunday. Now, if there is a game stream Friday, if I do decide to take off of work, like I said, I got to do something with my daughter during the day. I might not want to rush to work. I might want to spend the day with her as much as I can. So I might take the day off. This way I don't have to feel rushed with Sophia. And then just later on at night, do a game stream. But if we do one, we give away a jersey during that as well. So and don't forget, all of your raffle entries and super chats during a game are doubled and also stay doubled for the Sunday giveaway. So 2 chances to win during the game stream. And I appreciate all of you who've been showing up here. 2 weeks ago during the Packer game, we had our biggest live stream ever, and we had a huge turnout again for the Giants game on Saturday. So much love to all of you, even though my heart's on this side. I had the other hand open. Much love to all of you for supporting this channel, giving this channel a chance, and sticking around. Ladies and gentlemen, Snowball is in for the tailgate. Snowball will be there. Jets Worldwide. If you have not already, where have you been? Go subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Him and Johnny doing good things. Now, Snowball, give us some info for Friday with the Jets game on at 7:30. Do we have an edit on the time? Are you going beforehand, or are you moving the show? Give everyone some info here, man. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna we're going to open this up for a little bit. I got some time. I got an hour before work. Jets Worldwide will be 6 to 7 on Friday. 6 to 7 this Friday night. Get your Jets pregame in with Johnny and Snowball. Show them some love. As we say in this community, they're the homeboys. So, but until we get some callers calling in, let's take some questions. We had a couple fire off already. I may have missed it. But let's shoot some questions off in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, and see what you guys are thinking. Now, the main thing with this team, you got to get this passing attack to another level, or a level. I would say it's not on a level at all yet. You know, there was a montage from ML Football on X last week with the passes that Fields missed in practice. Some of them are just a drill with Wilson just standing there. You know, there is concern with him as a passer. You know, you can't sugarcoat it. Now, I'm known for trying to find a positive in everything, but right now the positive is there's still time. We still got 19 days. We still got a ton of practices. And they could be putting things out there that he's not comfortable with because they know they got to coach him up. And that's the chance. Stack with a question. Am I doing a 53-man roster final? No, because there's not a final roster. It's the initial roster. And that drives me crazy when people say the final 53. It's the initial 53. But no, I'm not more of predicting it. I'm more of, I want Glenn and Muji to be right. I don't give a shit if I'm right. I mean, we know the positions that are up for grabs. We know the questions, right? How many receivers do we keep? How many running backs are we going to keep? How many offensive linemen do we keep? With the flexibility of Myers and Tittman and AVT, does that make us take one less offensive lineman and add a position somewhere else? How many tight ends? I mean, I want Muji and Glenn to be correct with this. That's my biggest thing. I would rather react to the roster than try to predict it, right? Like there's so many positions where there's a question mark, right? How many corners? How many D linemen? Does Nadi make the team? Who seems to be down to DT5? You know, I'd rather react to it or create content with what could be, but that's just me. But I get it. Everyone loves those types of content, and I watch them myself. But there's going to be roster gymnastics. There's going to be guys who are put on the pup. There's going to be guys who get put on that maybe we don't see coming. But I'm here for it. Daniel Meehan, a resident Miami Dolphin fan in the house. What's up, Daniel? Appreciate you watching the show, man. Followed by David D., one of our resident Detroit Lions fans. Appreciate you guys being here. And one of my favorite names, DJ Dirty Cooch. We had a fun little back and forth banter in Jake's show before. Appreciate you showing up, man. You are the Dirty Cooch expert, my friend. Yeah, David, people put out their initial 53, and then the next day they can make a move, right? There's waiver claims instantly. It's the initial 53. It's never a final 53. The roster will change week to week, if not multiple times in a week for some teams throughout the season. So, Boomtown with a question. Will you be doing an initial final 53-man roster? Boomtown, I would say take a look at your notes and rewind 2 minutes for that answer. We will do a reaction show to the initial 53. How's that? Does that work for everyone? Dylan with a question. How many of the 53 do you think are already on the roster? I say 50 or 51. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the Jets roster positions they need to upgrade with, I think DN number 3 is a major concern. I think a potential safety upgrade, a backup, a wide receiver. I think those are maybe the three, maybe a veteran linebacker that might shake free on a salary cut move, who's maybe getting outperformed by a young guy. I think those are the main positions for depth. I love our corner depth. I love our running back depth. I think the tight end room will get improved, but not this year. Unless there's injuries, I don't see it adding to the tight end room. I think they really love Taylor, and I think Smart, and I don't know if Ruckert makes it. I mean, it's a nice story. Dad's a Jet fan from Long Island, but again, you haven't done much. And even still, you're still not doing much. It's a great story. We can't question that, but you haven't put up yet. But I would say I would go with 51. I think we make 2 additions of guys who aren't Jets yet. And that's for the initial. By opening day, we add 2 guys that aren't Jets yet. Brian with a question. In my opinion, the first half of the season is about development for both the players and the coaches. We need our young tackles to develop. Brian, spot on. There's always a learning curve for a coordinator and a quarterback. What does he like to do on 3rd and 6? What can he do on 3rd and 6? There's that learning curve and getting familiar with one another, right? That takes time. Normally the bye week is when a lot of new things get implemented and adjustments get made. But if we can win on defense and run game and win 3, maybe 4 games out of the first 8 before the bye, I think we're in a really good situation with that bye week. Then you can start to really catch fire. You got Cleveland coming in, then you go to New England. The narrative with this Jets roster or Jets team throughout the years is we don't win on extra time off. We got the Monday night game in Miami. It gives us an extra day off. And again, I can't say this enough, how awesome it is to go to Miami in September and it be a night game. How many times have you seen watching a game in Miami on a Sunday afternoon, and they show the temperature on the visitor sideline is 110, and the temperature on the home sideline is like 84. It's a massive, massive difference going there at night than it is having to play in that sun. Because they built their stadium where the sun is just on the visitor sideline and the home sidelines in the shade. But hey, you play the home field advantage. That's their advantage early in the season. But early on in this year, set your identity. Be a smash mouth football team and try to bring the passing attack along week by week and get better. There's going to be some ups and downs with Fields as a passer. We know that. But if we can get that run game going, we can play good, strong defense. We can hold teams to under 20. We should have a chance each week. Fields, Allen, and Brees can all be home run hitters in the run game. A running game can be exciting. We just don't know that because we haven't had a line or the runners the last couple of years to break it. When we did, Brees broke one in Denver and then went down. So I'm looking forward to see the home run hitting ability again of a Jets offense, which we haven't seen in a very, very long time. David D says, with the Jets having a new regime, I think it's realistic that at least 2 waiver claims will be made next Wednesday. Yeah, that's where I'm at, David. Maybe some guys they had their eyes on, and teams do that. They do professional scouting, not just college scouting. They have pro scouting department, and they look for free agents. They're looking right now for potential cut down guys. They have their lists. They have names that they're looking to put claims on when they do shake free. So it is worth keeping an eye on, and I expect them to add a guy or 2. Where I went through already, but good comment. I would. If I can get a veteran, I would. But don't forget, part of the roster gymnastics might be Beck being in the tight end rotation. We've seen him line up as a tight end in the first week against the Packers, get out, catch that pass over the middle with catch and run. That might be part of the roster gymnastics. Taylor, Smart, Beck might be your third tight end, your first fullback, and allows him to get more reps, allows him to get on the field more. So that's definitely a storyline I would keep an eye on, because now that opens up another roster spot. When you have that positional flexibility like Beck has, now you can keep another guy that we may have not expected to begin with. But thank you, Dylan. Boycott active. What was Eric Allen's post? Just he put down 12 observations from an Aaron Glenn regime so far. So if you just search Eric Allen on X or go back and watch the beginning of the show, I read and break down all 12 of them and give my thoughts on it. Oh, boycott Activision, not activism. Sorry, my fault on the name. I didn't say that, Curly. You're better than that. You know you got to listen to me. You can win with a run game and defense still in this league. You can win by having time of possession 35 to 38 minutes a game. I think that's what the goal is for this team. Win the time of possession, let your defense rest, and let them play quality reps and not have the quantity that they've had the last couple of years. Imagine this defense only having to play 24 minutes in a game. Imagine them rested come the fourth quarter. That's the goal. David D., I think there's a good chance the Jets sign a vested veteran edge player after game one. This way, his base salary for the entire season won't be guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, it could be. That's something, God forbid, JJ or Will. I don't think any of us want to see Michael Clemens getting more reps. I don't think any of us are comfortable with Barron or Weaver out there on a regular basis. Christopher Byers, Chris B. Edges like Zadarius Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, Preston Smith, Aziz Al-Ujari. Yeah, these guys are still free. Thank you, Chris. Brian says, I agree with the smash mouth approach for the start of the season. Unleash Agent Zero while other teams learn to tackle early in the season. Yeah, we've been that team that doesn't tackle, and then you get out there and you got to tackle somebody like a Braylon Allen, and it doesn't go well. I'm perfectly fine with Braylon Allen through the A or the B gap for 4 to 6 yards. Hitting a linebacker full speed, falling forward, getting an extra yard or two. I'm fine with that. We do that 5 times in a drive. I'm fine with that because we're probably in field goal range with everything else going on. I think Braylon Allen is going to become a Jet fan favorite. We have the Braylon Allen emoji. For those of you that are members of the channel, feel free. We are working. I've requested from a good friend, Addison, or Knob, either one, a Quinnen Williams emoji. But, ladies and gentlemen, earlier we mentioned Jets Worldwide. Let's bring on one of the people who make it wide. Let's bring in our buddy Johnny. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, what up, Nick? Dude, I love
that ugly ass hat. Come on, man. You're on the Nick Shine show, bro. What are we doing?
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
All right. Backward. Yes, that was the issue I had. Yes, that was the only issue that I had. Thank you for correcting. What's on your mind, brother?
So I wanted to ask you, because I've been one of the guys that's been kind of pounding the table in regards, especially in the very beginning of the season for us, that I think special teams is going to be the one that I think is going to get us over the hump to get some squeezed by wins for us. With Nick Folk showing what he showed last game and everything, do you think he could potentially be the first half savior for the team this upcoming season, just with the growing pains that we are expecting to have with the offense itself, or is Justin Fields potentially could have a Sam Darnold, Geno Smith resurgence of his QB career?
I would give that a very small percentage with what we've seen so far. Also, it's not like he's got Justin Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson to throw to, right? Like, we hope Mason Taylor develops into something nice. We got Brees Hall out of the backfield. I think Braylon's going to catch more passes than people expect as well. Listen, I like Arian Smith. You're a Georgia guy. I'm a Georgia guy. We're both pulling for Arian Smith to get to a level that nobody expected. But as of right now, as this roster is constructed, it would be very hard pressed for me to sit here and say, yes, I think he's going to have a breakout passing season, because he doesn't have the all-around weapons. At least it doesn't appear that way right now. The scheme can make people better than they are. The scheme can get people open and make Fields better than he is. But as of right now, man, I can't sit here and say, yes, that's going to happen.
So
hold on. A tweet coming in from Zach Rosenblatt. Sauce, Quinnen, and Jermaine are all practicing today. So that's a good sign.
Oh, yeah. So that leads into what I was going to ask then, right? I think, last week and what we saw and everything, we didn't have no Quinnen. I think Quinnen is a big piece that's missing there. Sauce, pray, hope, do everything that you can that kid never gets injured and he has a really healthy season itself. But it's going to be ground and pound defense. Special teams gets the 3 that we need to win the games. They might be ugly, but we squeeze by that way. Is that what you thinking potentially could occur for us? Or am I just, living too much in the past with the Rex Ryan years and all of that?
You could still win by dominating time of possession. You can still win. If you got a good running game, you could flip the field a lot, right? If you get put back and you get, say, 2 first downs on a drive running the ball, now you're pinning them back if the drive stalls after that, right? You get 14 yards on your first thing, then you get 8, and you went back from your 20 out to, in the 35, 40-yard range. Now you can punt and put them deep. So a good running attack that can get, if you're going 3 and out, they win the field advantage, right? If you can get a couple first downs, maybe you break one on the first down, you get a 13-yard play on 3rd and 2, then you can flip the field very quickly. And I think with this defense, we want to flip the field. If we can't finish a drive, let's put them out there. Let's put them in a position to do what they can do. And now we got 2 kickers who've been hitting everything. I think Folk is the guy. I think with what they gave him contract-wise, he's the man. So you got a veteran. You got a guy who missed 1 kick each of the last 2 seasons. You can still win with that, because don't forget, the most important part of that most NFL offenses right now is passing. We can get to the quarterback and we can cover. We can neutralize what a lot of teams want to do well. I think we have our concerns with the running game, but as I've said many times, the scheme, the run blitzing, the aggressiveness that we're going to use can neutralize that. And if you got Quincy or Sherwood on a run blitz coming free, I like those chances of us making the tackle for a loss in the backfield. So we're going to be more aggressive than we've been against the run, and I think that will open things up for us.
100%. And then my last thing. So you and I both Bulldogs, right? Sick'em, the whole 9. And Arian Smith, and we're pulling for him in regards, because we saw it. We saw the difference between Stetson Bennett to Carson Beck, and we saw the decrease in QB play. And you and I both kept saying, I think that's what happened a lot of the times to him not being able to get these balls in stride.
Yeah, I mean,
change with Fields potentially, right? Or is it a Carson Beck situation again? Because we don't really know what they have in store for Fields yet. Not trying to compare it, but you get what I'm trying to say.
I do, and I'm going to answer it this way. I think that they used him as a one-trick pony just to get downfield. I think the Jets see more, and the Jets have a need to make him a more all-around wide receiver. And I think that's the difference. I think the utilization, a lot of us came in thinking he was just going to be, myself included, but you're seeing that they have a plan to utilize him and his speed to be a well-rounded receiver. And I'm rooting for the kid. I think the hate that rained down upon him draft weekend and throughout the summer, this is a kid who's worked his ass off. Let's revisit. He can't catch. All right, he's been catching a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He can only go deep. They've shown that they've thrown over the middle twice in the Packer game. They had a 15-yard in. They're showing that this kid's going to run all the routes. And with his speed, he can do that. So if the ball can get there on time, and Martinez has been the one getting him the ball a lot, I think you're going to see this kid work his way up the depth chart very quickly because speed kills, man. One of the things that Robert Saleh said that was right is, speed creates pressure, pressure bursts pipes, and we want to build a team of speed. And you have that with Brees coming out of the backfield, Mason Taylor at tight end, Garrett Wilson, Smith. You have a lot of speed out there. Now it's just a matter of getting the ball there in time. Like having speed, but not having the on-time delivery makes it ineffective because the longer you hold the ball, the more the defense can close in on the guys who are open. I think Fields has to do a better job with anticipating guys open and throwing them open, but that'll come with comfort in the scheme and what's expected of him. I expect to see, that's the big thing I want to see as the year goes on, right? Are you anticipating? Are you throwing guys open? Or the other day, he did a triple shoulder take and then sailed it over Fields' head. Look, Fields is going to be Wilson's going to be open on and out. Hit the fucking out route. I could throw that.
Yeah, agreed. Well, love what you're doing, bro. Keep doing it. Keep killing it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Smash that like and hit the sub, man. If you haven't, what are you guys are doing? But keep killing it, man, dude. I love when you get on here because I could get on pretty quickly.
And as we see with the amount of children you make, you can get off pretty quickly too. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Johnny Boy.
Peace.
Later, bro. Shout out to Johnny. Like I said earlier, Jets Worldwide, 6 to 7 on Friday night. And shout out to the new subscribers. We've just hit the 1,650 mark. Next plateau is 1,700. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Looking for your questions. I think Brian mentioned earlier that the tackles too, right? I don't think I got to that. Membu, you're running behind Membu right now. And what you saw Smart do to Abdul Carter the other day is something you're probably going to see a lot of week one. You're going to see that tight end lined up next to Membu to help on TJ Watt. It's a smart thing to do. You don't leave Membu in his first NFL game to block TJ Watt one-on-one very often. Whether it's Beck, whether it's Ruckert if he's on this team, whether it's Smart, Taylor, Braylon Allen coming out on a play action to then chip and then get out into the flat, whoever it may be, you're gonna see an extra body on TJ Watt time and time again. Jets Worldwide, is Reynolds a rapid wide receiver too, or will a young buck take over? I look at Brandon Smith, and that's the perfect complement in terms of size and ability to Garrett, right? It's like that old school football. That's a guy that I want opposite Garrett. That's a guy I want lined up with Garrett if you're going aces on the one side of the field. I like that. I like that bigger body who can catch the ball. I have no issue with that in any way, shape, or form. I like Brandon Smith. I like Arian Smith. I think those are our best three receivers with what we've seen so far. Reynolds is going to make the team. That's 4. Lazard, maybe you pup him. You buy a few weeks, and if these kids can play, you trade him when he comes off the pup. You don't let him go now because you don't let him go to Pittsburgh and hurt you for week 1, but you move his ass after it. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that, man. You're a nice guy. Yeah, I have a shitty shift at work, man. I work 2:30 to 11 right now, so. But yeah, man, if you wake up in the morning, try to catch it before Jake's show. It's all Jet content. The off-season craziness is gone. It's all Jet content now. And, I've made a commitment to that the last week and a half, and we've gained over 100 subs in that week and a half. So Jets fans are telling me what they want, and I'm going to give them what they want. But thank you for saying that. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, David, this is a guy who's taking advantage of the opportunities. This is a guy who sees openings on this team. I'm not saying he will play to this level, but I loved the Keyshawn Corbett. I loved the Holmes Edwards. I love when the wide receivers do different things and complement one another with their skill sets. And that's exactly what I could see Brandon Smith doing with Garrett. That 98 team was big body Keyshawn, do-it-all receiver Corbett, and a speedster in Dedrick Ward. Ward, I'll never forget catching that bomb in Buffalo. I think it was 72 yards. Catches that bomb in Buffalo that wins the division. That locked us winning the AFC East. Someone can fact check me on the yardage. But Vinny threw a bomb to Dedrick Ward in that game. That solidified the division. Why can't Garrett Wilson, Brandon Smith, Arian Smith be those 3 guys? Yeti's saying Beast call in. He did. I just didn't bring him on air, Yeti. He might be sleeping. Alan says, crazy that Brandon Smith is an NFL player based on what I saw from him in Iowa. Yeah, but Iowa's been more of a running team, right? All right, folks, call lines are open. If you have a Jet take you want to share, now's the time. Sorry to disappoint Georgie, but it looks like we will not have a night show tonight. I may take the opportunity just to go for a walk again. After I've been wearing these jackets that make you sweat a lot, and taking a walk with that. Now I know it's going to be cool tonight, but I enjoy going for that walk late at night. It's cool here in New Jersey today. Looking for tweets right now. AZ Thomas has returned to practice from his shoulder. Let's see what we got. Quinnen Williams is warming up with the rest of the team. He has been dealing with a calf issue during camp. Antoine Staley says also it looks like Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson are also practicing. For the Giants, Andrew Thomas is off the PUP list. Obviously, Connor Hughes tweets both teams. Brian Smith. No, it wasn't Brian. It was Smith. I don't think it was Brian Smith. Oh, okay. Corrected. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be winding down the show in a few minutes. I do have a few things to do before work. Hey, you okay? Our poster collector is here. I respect the nap game. I get it. When you're a world champion, yeah, Clancy might be right, guys. I would bet Clancy. This time of day, probably 3 meals in already. I would bet Clancy. I am a betting man. I would. As much as I enjoy disagreeing with Clancy, when he's right, he's right. I can't disagree with that one. But, ladies and gentlemen, last call for questions, last call for super chats, gifted memberships. I thank everyone again. We're at an all-time high on channel members. We were able to add a new emoji Sunday night during the show. We're looking to make that a Quinnen Williams emoji. You guys have spoken up and wanted more players, so we're getting more players in there. You okay?
I just got done washing all the dishes and a big truckload.
You had a truck. How big of a meal did you have?
No, it's just a couple days. Nothing new and fancy, but I think our boys will be just fine. Week 1, I think we're just going to go in, steamroll like I did this one,
That's how you do the dishes?
No, that's what we're going to do to the Steelers. We're going to crush them into the ground like a pile of hammers.
Nice. I like that. End on a good note. Ladies and gentlemen, David D. making it rain in the chat. Gifted 5 channel memberships that went to Joe Mike, Sean Bennett, Italian Stallion, Charleston Jetrube, and Saviours 911. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you. We haven't seen this guy in a while on this channel. And, oh, that car was so close. There's only one person if I'm watching cars swerve by. Let's bring on Nate.
Can you hear me?
Brother? I can hear you, man. How you doing? Were you in the suburbs?
I'm calling to ask for the bike laws of New Jersey.
Where are you at? Oh, are you on your way to or leaving camp?
Yeah, no, I'm late to training camp. Hopefully it didn't start the 11 on 11 yet.
Oh, man.
I just got off I'm in beautiful Florham Park, New Jersey.
It is nice up there, but I would definitely be careful because the suburban driver does not expect an elite biker.
Yeah,
so
nor does the suburban mom walking their kid in the morning. Last time, the music kind of startled her. I was right on this turn. She was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Blasting music. And that was for like the 7 a.m. practice.
Nice. Look out for white trucks. That might be me one day. So keep an eye out for nice white trucks.
We got our dog.
How far away are you from camp?
Less than the last couple minutes. I'm supposed to be there by 1, but
All right.
a little bit delayed. But yeah, I heard your update was what started back. Kind of exciting. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the more intense practices. I did the math. That's my 5th one this year, but I think this is going to be. I know it's my 5th one because I actually remember the route. Making a left.
All right. Dylan is saying didn't start yet. They're still doing individual drills.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah, I didn't want to see it. I was trying to keep up with what you were saying and what was going on Twitter. But
Your reception is not too great up there in the suburbs.
Blame New Jersey, baby. We're always good in Central Park.
Clancy says, look out for white Broncos.
White Broncos.
It's before your time. OJ.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about. Never mind.
Chris B says, Nate, be safe. I worry about you.
We're good, Chris. I appreciate you, Chris B. Chris B, the aimbot.
So, give me your takes, Nate. What are you looking forward to today? What you obviously, besides Fields being a better passer, what are you keeping your eye on at practice?
I was looking forward to all of the like first couple practices, all the underlying guys. You talked about Arian Smith and where our depth is at edge and where our depth is. I really just want to see the starters. Like, I want to see Garrett all the F out for practice. I want to see Quinton in the backfield all day. Like, I want to see our guys who are supposed to dominate week one and win us football games throughout the season ready to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And these practices are not covered solid practices. So I'm thinking leading up, these next 2 weeks leading up to Pittsburgh. Assuming they don't play Friday, but that's still very much 50-50 to me. I want to see this be physical and game-like situations, which I think Glenn is definitely gonna simulate. I think the players can appreciate that coming off of last year as we were together at T Squared. That was it looked like we didn't tackle all summer. It looked like we didn't do any of the football things that you would want a physical football team to do.
We have a question for you from the chat, Nate.
Go ahead. Hey, Florida State, Ricky, New York. Go Ricky, New York, baby. Got the Florida State shirt. We got to get a subscriber.
Yeti asks, can you ask him if that play was Stigger's fault? Was that touchdown fault Stigger's?
Bro, I said it live to Jake. That was cover 3. I mean, that dude did. I think who went over the
Cisco.
No, I know Cisco did, but someone went over like how Cisco saw the wheel route coming out the backfield. That was kind of getting over the cloud. So he kind of like bit super hard on that. The protection was also great. I mean, if they have protection like that, we're going to get thrown on, period. Hopefully not for 80-yard bombs. But like football player timing, Cisco was biting down on that wheel router, thinking that throw was going to come kind of like up the seam. And then Russell was able to pump fake. Like when Michael Clemens was our best pass rusher on that play. It was, it was
That's
McGregor.
Why he had so much time, Nate.
It was all the guys. They were just like playing patty cake. And then I think they even double team Clemens. That's how little respect they had for everyone else on the field. So yeah, I mean, one, no, it wasn't Stigger's fault. It wasn't man coverage. But 2, if you're gonna have a safety running all the way down into you, I mean, you can see how it kind of altered his route. But Stiggers has never done anything wrong on the football field.
That's true.
Next question.
Beastbreaker is known for having posters all over his wall. How big is the poster you have of Stiggers in your bedroom?
I'm hoping to get like a
full-size fathead.
Dude, I'm not gonna insult the guy. No, I could get like the handmade. Would have some parts.
All right.
You still hear me? I think I just got battery.
Yeah, it's getting a little rough to hear you, but be careful.
We're on the main road now at Madison High School.
Nice. You're not far.
No, I'm about to take the left. Right. And this is actually, if anybody wants to know the back way into practice, you can actually park your car here low key, and you don't have to do the whole jet park and walk right in.
Oh, what are you coming through the apartment complex behind it that like leads right up?
Like
Madison,
they even took away. I don't know if the Jets did this, but they took away the path. Oh shit! I'm making a hard left here. Sorry, car. They weren't ready for that one. Madison Recreation Complex. If you put in Cheshire Homes on your Google Maps, right? And then you zoom in, and you'll see once you zoom in, this road that I'm on right now is not on it unless you zoom all the way in. Like it's not on Google Maps, it's not on Apple Maps. Unless you zoom all the way in, nobody will take you down this road. But obviously, anybody can turn down it. And I've seen people, seen Jets fans come down the back alleyway. Like this is where the high school is. Saturday practice, they have soccer, and you'll see all the moms and dads walking over here to go to soccer practice to my left. But I've also seen Jets fans who figured out this back way. So if you're watching the next shot, you just figured out the best way to practice right here.
Nice. Now, Nate, how much in super chats would we have to get to watch you just drive right through security and drive your bike out onto the middle of the field and shake Aaron Glenn's hand?
I mean, speaking of back entrances, I know a back entrance. I consider that. Like literally, if I went in the back way where I went in for like the VIP season ticket thing last year, they have those things I just went through to stop cars, those little railroads, whatever they're called, things. I would just fly right by. If anyone knows that jet sign that we all take the picture in front of, when we go to training camp, that big jet sign in the flower bed that everybody likes taking the picture in front of.
Yeah.
Right opposite of that, there's a car entrance, and there's one security guy, and those little car stanchions.
Yep.
For X amount of super chat, ain't nobody, little Joey, any of those golf carts, nobody's stopping me from getting off. I could fly right through those stanchions, right? He's like, oh, we got a bike coming in. By the time that happens, I'm shaking AG's hand, getting arrested.
That's
so,
it.
yeah, I think this is actually the last turn. Let's see me pull up. Right to practice. See how close to let me park.
Yeah, for those of you watching and wondering what are those big green things that Nate's by, it's trees. He's in the suburbs. He's not in the city today.
School buses. That's how I know I'm close.
Yeah.
I see the school buses. All right, here we are. Just drive.
Chris B says he would give you the world to see that happen.
Hey, yo. Not currently accepting the world, Chris. All right, you think this guy would be down for me to park my bike right here? We're arriving at One Jet Drive. So do I pull in? Do I do it? Security's going to stop me, right? This trooper will stop me.
There you go.
No lines, though.
Coming home. How many practices have you been to this year?
This is my 5th.
Nice.
We'll go to this stop sign right here. This guy won't give me anything.
All right. Well,
all right, we made it.
If you're available tonight, pop on tonight and give us a little spy report. Everything you saw today.
What's that?
You're out inside.
They don't let me go inside with the bike unless you talk to someone. You talk to someone, get me in. I'll fly right in. You sure?
I was looking up you and I say, why he don't go inside?
I wish, bro. If you know someone, talk to Woody for me.
Yeah.
Security looks almost got the job done for me, Nick.
Nice. Just tell them your special needs.
Yeah, I could just wear my. I do
it's
have
an easy sell.
And I could walk right in with my helmet.
That's it. They get you in the VIP section, bro.
Yeah.
But all right, Nate. Have a good time, man. And if you're available tonight, pop on and let me know what's what. Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You could pass.
We got the cover for my ears.
Yeah,
you can't take this. My bike, please.
Nice, later, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Nate's live at practice, so maybe tonight we'll get a report of what happened. Shout out to David again for gifting memberships. And to Georgie for his super chat. But ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to what did we learn today? I appreciate all you guys for being here and gals. I see Leanie's in the chat. Hello, Queen. We're at 16:51. The climb continues, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm waiting for a phone call from a certain content creator who has to speak to La Familia. And by tonight, we might have some breaking news for you. Connor Hughes with the tweet right now. Sauce Gardner is not doing the one-on-one period of practice. Let's see what we got here. Let's catch up on some of the tweets that were coming in. Sauce is off to the side with a trainer. That's from Zach Rosenblatt coming in. Yeah, listen to Chris, guys. Hit the like button. Support. Subscribe to the channel. I learned there is no final 53-man roster. It's before the last game of the season. Dylan, yes, certain content creator is Dylan. We're trying to see if we can align for Friday night. He might have some family obligations to tend to, but if not, Nick and Dylan will be here Friday night. Johnny Boy, I learned that Jay Quest is packing a swing. But folks, our record every time we gift memberships now, we're hitting a new record high. We are at a new record high. More of you than ever will be able to drop the Boomtown emoji. Ladies and gentlemen, make it rain, the Canadian Leaf, for What Did We Learn Today? And we will summons the great Boomtown to drop What Did He Learn? Twisted, I learned 5 minutes of the Shine Show is better than none. And it's better than none. Wait a minute. I think you worded that the wrong way. And Miami fans have hope that Zach Wilson will be their future. Bills has not a great showing for the Jets wide receivers in the one-on-one period. They did not complete a pass during the entire first set. Come back well in the second rotation with Wilson and Reynolds grabbing balls. Bill, are you there today? Are you just following the Jets practice report? Oh, look at that. That might be the most amount of Canadian Leafs we've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Boomtown, please, sir, drop your What Did We Learn? Oh, we got to create a new one. All right, give me a second. David, you were on the wheel for the jersey this week. All right, here we go. Boomtown learned, if Fields plays every game, Nick is guaranteed 1,000 rushing yards. Daddy-daughter day plans may be slightly adjusted this Friday. It's possible to be considered an expert in dirty coaches. Dirty cooches. Football's on my brain. There is a big difference between boycotting Activision and activism. Nick has been taking sweaty walks at night recently. 3 meals deep by 1 o'clock would make any man sleepy. Double bonus. While in Florham Park, you should be mindful of white trucks, white Broncos, and locals in the Cheshire home area should be prepared for increased traffic thanks to Nate. Would you hit Nate on a bike if you saw him? I'll take your silence as a yes. Garrett just broke up. Wilson just broke up Swigger's ankles on an awesome juke during one-on-ones, then cut back for a catch. Nice. Asante Samuel Jr. is visiting the Dolphins today. Sauce is off to the side. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You want me to do a late show? All right. We listen to Beast around here. We don't want to upset the Beast. Mr. Bonesy, I learned that men with painted toenails aren't always gay. Just helped the customer with red and pink toenails, and at the end of the sale, his wife came to meet him to confirm she likes the shoes. Well, congratulations to selling a pair of shoes to Caleb Williams. I don't know why he's in New York City. He should be out in Chicago, but shout out to Caleb Williams and Alden Shoes. No discrimination at Alden Shoes. They will service anyone there, especially Mr. Bonesy. He will service anyone there. I've purchased a pair of shoes. Full service, guaranteed. What are you yelling about?
Something's wrong with this pitch. He must be smoking some weird weed. Go from.
Bonesy, send me the picture of you and Caleb Williams, please, sir. But ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's been here and been a part of this. The channel growth has been amazing the last couple weeks, and I thank all of you for it. Now, once again, we got Baby Nick, Baby Blitz. Turn it up. We're out. See you guys tonight. Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. He lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist dreams in the DP where my beats are found. Shiners unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon, we can fist fight. I rip mics, Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice, got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat and tears, yeah, I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life, yo.
For as long as I'm... All right, couple things of importance to note. Sauce Gardner is in the 11-on-11 drill, so he is okay. Nothing to worry about there. The Jets are now catching everything. Quentin Skinner went up for a 50-50 ball against Jarius Monroe and hauled it in. An awesome catch. Arian Smith came back with a deep catch from Fields on the next play. So finally, a little bit of momentum here with the passing attack. So listen, we need guys to step up. We need guys making plays in the passing game. We can't note that enough. You know, I'm happy to see that the passes are downfield. It's been too many checkdowns. It's been too many underneaths. But I can keep going on and on about this team and then talk to you guys forever because I love it so much. But my other job calls. Be back tonight, 11:20, 11:10, 11:20, somewhere in that range, depending on what school I'm at. But ladies and gentlemen, go Jets. Have a great day. Be nice to one another.